So for people that don't really understand when you talk about the work that you did at Accenture, can you give us like an example or two of like how you would help clients when you were there? And because I think it really translates well into what you're doing today.
So when you're dealing with large clients, my published clients back then included companies like Sony, Samsung, Disney, Best Buy, really a set of A-class clients.
Sure.
Very politically driven organizations, a lot of people who have initiatives, people move around from place to place. And one of the things that I learned to go do was to manage a multi-stakeholder environment. And working in strategic incentives for middle market companies, you have to be able to be like Switzerland. You've got to embrace the needs of your family, your executives, your company. You may even need to embrace the needs of potential acquirers or venture partners. And so the ability to zoom out and have everyone there feel like you don't have a favorite in the game, but you're there as a facilitator, is a key lesson that I learned in management consulting. And like it or not like it, a lot of financial advisors grow up in an environment where they just have a single client,
right,
and never have to deal with the question of different objectives. And I guess the other element of it is, at Accenture, at Deloitte, where I was, very financially driven organizations, very financially driven projects, and the ability to get into, with my CPA background, into financials, the financial statements, valuations, really getting into the core of what creates value inside of an organization is not a typical skill for a financial advisor.
Agreed.
So with all those kind of things, I'm able to bring me and my team are able to bring a great level of value. And what really makes things exciting is when a client turns to you during the project, at the end of the project, and they say, Mark, you don't understand how much value you've brought to the equation. I've been looking for someone like you for a long time. And, clients don't always say thank you. And when they say thank you, it really matters.
Of course. Yeah. And it's really interesting, as you said, when you were working in those politically motivated organizations, there's lots of silos and lots of different players in that arena. And it is so true with the middle market businesses as well. It's just different. It's, like we were talking before the show started, is, I was working with a family that has multi-generations. So one generation is talking about, well, we don't want to give you X amount of dollars. And the other generation is like, yeah, but we're trying to retire. And so, there's that yin and yang happening there, the tug, the push and pull. And then on top of that, there's employees that are wondering, are they going to make it through this transition? Is this going to happen? And when you have those dynamics and, there are heavy emotions on top of the political silos that you might have from the, different family members, especially when you get, what I found is when you get to the third generation and not everybody was raised in the same house. And so there's different value pieces that are brought to it. And on top of that, there's emotions, if you get to be president, dad loved you more. And so you have to, there's being Switzerland is a really great skill that we bring to the table. The other thing that I'd say is that you and I, at Sage Mark Lincoln Financial, one of the things and the reasons why I've chosen to, plant with this company and stay with this company all the years that I've been here is because of initiatives like the Business Intelligence Institute, where, people like you and I get together and we talk about, how do we best serve these business owners, these middle market businesses that are really, how do I say this? But it's Oftentimes they need the services that a family office would bring to them. They need somebody taking that 30,000-foot view and everybody looking at them from the perspectives of, not just transition and business and strategy, but also in terms of my estate planning and my tax strategies and retirement and all these other different pieces. But most of their value, most of their net worth is in the business. So they don't have the $100 million to start this. And so we kind of, and I know how you work, when we work a lot the same way, is that we may come at it from our specialty, but we're always looking to bring in the accountant, we're looking to bring in the attorney, so that when we're making and helping the client make decisions and we're educating them about things, it's always about how do we get the highest and best use out of their assets that they have, right?
Right. And if there's one superpower that I've got, it's being a collaborator.
Yeah.
And everyone needs to know their own superpower. And when someone first asked me that question, about a decade ago, I had to think about it. But it really works out well. We're not here to replace other advisors. We're here to create a fabric of advisors,
right,
to solve an issue, to solve a problem.